Make sure y'all like the stream. I know it's been a minute since I've been live, right? It's been a minute, okay? But salute to everybody that's here. There's a lot that I want to speak on, so this stream might be a little bit all over the place, but there's been some things that's going on and some things that I want to be able to speak on while I'm live, all right? These might be the better live streams anyway. But shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to the moderators of the channel. Shout out to the channel members. Shout out to the people that support me every month on Patreon, where I'm putting up exclusive videos. Exclusive content is going up on Patreon. As a matter of fact, there's some content I'm working on this week. And the subject of why I'm speaking on this and why this is titled this is due to a video that I recently did on actress Camille Winbush, right? We're going to get into it real quick, but first, I'm going to shout out the people that are already here. What's up, True? The Haze of Our Lives, Michael, Book Outer Case, 25 Kids, Shantia, what's good, Wanda, John Lewis, Sean Thomas, G Slim, Bovine, Chigozi, Flex 2, Gerald, David, Ramon, Haters Gonna Suffer, Jerome, Samurai Will, Carson, appreciate it, CYK Nia. That's cool, CYK. I'm glad I'm able to help you. Yeah, shout out to everybody that's here, man. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Let's get the likes up. I'm glad people are benefiting from my videos, man, because there are people who aren't. What's good, Nivea TV? Curtis, what's up? Corey, what's good? Ravon, like the stream, people. Pug Plays, what's up? Rain. You might want to get in the chat now while I'm in the shout out spirit. But as I said, one of the reasons why I'm doing this stream is because of a response I got. Now, on my Jada Black channel, I put up a video in regards to actress Camille Winbush. She played Nessa on the Bernie Mac show, and she got the OnlyFans. And to my knowledge, she got it a couple of weeks ago, but I just did a video on it. Did y'all know she responded to me, to my post on Twitter? Because I put up posts on Twitter whenever I post a video, and she actually responded to me. Now, to my misreading, I misspelled show and I put chow, right? And as a matter of fact, politically aligned with them, but when it comes to them, they don't want you to say nothing. I want y'all to understand, I am a very effective black man. You can't tell me otherwise. The video hadn't been up 3 hours till she responded to me. And I was going to go live last night, but I had to hold myself back because I knew I would have went off. I would have had to put this stream on Patreon. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just wait a day and just really speak on why a lot of these modern women can't take criticism, why they end up single, why they end up miserable.
You were kicking facts. She felt that in her chest.
So despite what anybody says, people watch me. Whether I show my face or not, My words hurt a lot of people. Now, some of you may not like what I'm saying. I don't care. But understand this. I'm effective. I change people's lives, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, I change people's lives. I do. And people get in their feels every single day off of what I say. That's why there's sometimes I want to speak about certain things, but I say to myself, this person is probably going to hit me up wanting to know why I made the video or trying to get the video flag because they're in their feels. Just imagine if I did show my face. Now, just imagine. You be seeing all type of goofy ass response videos. You see a whole bunch of blogs who even though I have been on some, I've been on the Shade Room a couple times. I was on Essence. They put up my tweets on Essence. What? So there's nothing any of you people who don't like me can say about me that's going to change the fact that people actually have been helped by the things that I have said. You got a lot of these females, okay, who used to be good girls, but they decided to not be anymore, which is fine. It is what it is. You want to change your image. That's all it was. And I'm not here to shame
Facts
anybody.
First Travis, now her lol Jaye.
Appreciate that. Shout out to you. Shout out to Black Rain.
She couldn't deal with the truth, but she's the one out here putting her body on display for
absolutely
a price.
Your
What does that
leaking.
say about her? They hate facts, full
Right.
score.
Right. You got your pics leaking all over Twitter. You're not saying nothing. People tweeting your OnlyFans pics, but you upset at me. Why don't you get upset at the men that are leaking your pictures online? How about that? And I was very mild compared to what other people have said about you.
Stop sign thinking face. The mission is to silence the black male voice. That's why MGTOW exist.
And you know what the saddest
the
part
truth
would
hurts,
be?
Jaye.
Absolutely, bro. You said that, Bruce. I bet you it would be more males upset than women, because women tell me all the time I've helped them, whether y'all want to believe it or not. Because there's a lot of you males who ain't learning anything. You're still stuck in some rage. It ain't red pill rage, it's purple pill rage. I addressed that on Patreon. A lot of y'all are in that purple pill rage. You know you are a goddamn simp. You know you are a lame. You're hiding behind an ideology you know nothing about. I see that all the time. I see it all the time. All that purple pill rage you do, I can see the difference. See, a lot of people from the outside can't see the difference. I can see the difference. All that purple pill rage, I can see it. I've seen it for years. For years, I've seen a lot of this purple pill rage. 1 minute you're angry, next minute you in chat rooms loving on the women. Or you somewhere in the comment section, or you somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I've noticed less and less women are, triggered, and you got a lot of these guys, they'll be triggered for the women. But yeah, she was hurt. And I was going to address this again. I was going to go in yesterday, but I said, nah, I better not do it. I may save that for Patreon. I might add that to Slorification of America Part 3, where we discuss OnlyFans. Because I just wanted to put that out there because, Y'all heifers get upset for literally nothing. I mean, if you actually listen to the commentary, you will know that I wasn't dissing you. But again, you see a title and you get triggered. Instead of you contacting me behind the scenes, instead of you actually listening to the commentary or wanting to have a conversation, here you go trying to virtue signal to those weak males who ain't gonna do nothing, by the way. They didn't come to my page. They didn't say nothing. They just were there to impress you. That's what these males do. If you think that for 1 minute they're going to attack another man for you in that moment, it wasn't going to happen. You know why? Because they probably agree with me. They probably agree with me. It's crazy. All your favorite celebrities watch me. Trust me, they do. And the thing is, it's not even a big deal to me. It's not even none of these blue check mark celebrities are a big deal to me. Not at all. I don't care if you are a celebrity. You can get that work too.
I had to turn the PS5 off for this barbecue session.
Appreciate that, Darte. Yeah, make sure, just to turn the game off just for a little while I go in. Because I just want y'all to understand, man, never let anybody get you off your square. Okay, let me get this guy out of here. Listen, man, no attention seeking today. We don't need that. We don't need an attention seeking today, man. This ain't the day. Y'all be coming to my chat saying some of the weirdest shit, man. What is going on here, man? Am I the only one live right now? Am I the only one live right now? So we gonna get into it. What's good, Derek? We gonna get into it. A lot of you modern women, especially a lot of you melanated women, you're ruining your chances every single day to find a quality man because you're too busy trying to keep up with the thoughts. There's a lot of single thoughts. I mean, there's a lot of women who used to be that woman back in the day. How many video vixens we know are still single? They look good, but they still single. Look at all these ex-video vixens that ain't got no man. They've been attractive for years and still ain't got nobody. Before social media took off and after social media took off, they still out here struggling. How many 40-something-year-old ex-video vixens that we used to watch back in the early 2000s still look good, keeping their body up, but ain't got no man? Because they haven't learned it. They think that their beauty is going to last forever. I wish somebody would tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, you're not going to be attractive forever. I'm sorry to tell you that. You need to choose a quality man while you are in your prime. Because once your prime is over, there's going to be younger, more attractive women who these guys are going to be more inclined to date. And that goes for you older women too. Y'all think that you're going to grow old and think that men are going to want to be in a relationship with you when you haven't learned anything through that time? Except for how to clutch less dizzics. Okay? So we really have to get on that and address that. Let's see here. But shout out to everybody that's here.
She's so irrelevant she doesn't even have blue check.
Yeah, low key. Maybe that's why. Listen, man, anybody typing their name on Twitter is somebody that doesn't have a lot going on, man. Shout out to everybody that's here. As I'm saying, a lot of modern day women are wasting their best years on failed relationship ventures. These women really think that they can play around, play games. Make sure y'all like this stream now. And they think that guys are gonna be there at the end. And that's just not how it works. When I hear some of these women on podcasts, right? These veteran thoughts, right? These veteran thizots, right? Ex-video vixens, they seem bitter. Like they just seem angry at men. And it's like, well, if you would stop being an attention seeker, if you stop using your body to attract the wrong type of energy, you won't have to worry about being bitter at men. You're bitter at men because you got played. You got manipulated. You got used. You got sold dreams. You thought you were going to be the wife of an NBA player or the wife of a rich rapper, and it never happened. You're just a baby mama in their feelings. Or you done had multiple upon multiple abortions, and you're just mentally out of it. Like y'all know I did the stream about the female that bragged about having gotten rid of multiple fetuses, right? That's the mentality they have. And then they wonder why they get to an age where they're just bitter at the world. They still look good, they're in shape, but they ain't got no man because to them, all men are bad. Then some of these women will turn to dating other women, and look at how those relationships work. They don't last very long. They do not last very long. A lot of modern women need to wake up and understand you're not going to be able to be in the dating market forever. You're going to have to retire. But a lot of these chicks don't want to retire. They're addicted to that high of getting on social media, chasing behind a rich man. I see you, Sam. What's up? Make sure y'all like the stream. I just wish modern women understood this. Because y'all are out here getting sold all these dreams. You think Mr. Perfect is going to walk into your life. You got to understand. A lot of these guys that a lot of these women want, they are preoccupied. They have a ton of women trying to get with them already. If some of them dudes like women. Because we all know, I'm just being real. Some of these guys like to bat for both teams. Okay, some of these guys are deviants. Some of these guys will screw anything. Okay? And you also have to keep that in mind, man. Some of these guys get bored just having relations with women because they've been able to get women so easily most of their adult life. They probably have had some type of trauma too. So you take that into consideration, and now you see why they play and manipulate women. Because they've had trauma. They've had women who've done things to them. Even men, it just depends on their upbringing. So those are the type of men you want? Men who have never gotten any type of psychological help? Those are the men that you want to give your energy to? Because listen, man, people get low self-esteem just from social media. When Instagram took away the likes in an experiment, because they did that on purpose, by the way. Okay. They took away the likes on Instagram just to see how people, it was a social experiment. Let's just be real. You got to remember the people who own Instagram owns Facebook. Y'all know who that is. So they did it as a social experiment, and the women had a meltdown. They had a complete meltdown because their self-esteem, they try to make it seem like it's their financial situation. If you have an OnlyFans connected to your Instagram, it doesn't matter what the likes look like if you already have people signing up. The like button on Instagram and Facebook is all about self-esteem. It's all about self-esteem. Their self-esteem is being affected when you take away the likes. And modern women's self-esteem nowadays comes from social media. That's where it comes from. It don't come from being in a relationship with a good guy. It doesn't come from being able to build a family. It doesn't come from having friends that they can hang out with and talk to. Even their career accomplishments don't give them that satisfaction, even though they brag about it all the time. What gives them satisfaction is being able to get the attention of as many people as possible. And when you take away the like button, it takes away their self-esteem. And they went crazy. They went crazy. It's like, how dare you take away what little self-esteem we have? And I'm not talking about unattractive women here. I'm talking about women who hit the genetic lottery. They had a meltdown too. So it's not the women who bought their bodies. It's not the women who are all makeup and nothing else. What you have is somebody who has clear issues.
Salute, brother Jaye. Rarely comment, but always listen, homie. Full score. #MENFIRST.
Appreciate that, grown man business. Shout out to grown man business, man. Shout out to you for showing support, man. I appreciate it. I'm definitely got to get back to your channel, man, because I used to check in, man. I don't really check into people's channels as much as I used to, but you definitely do a good job, bro, over there. But I appreciate it, man. Now, when it comes to a lot of the behaviors that we're seeing, I talked about Camille. I talked about she didn't like what I had to say in my video, even though she probably didn't watch it. She looked at the title. I want people to understand that in no way do I want women to be hurt. In no way do I want women to feel bad. I just want people to understand that you can get a boost of self-esteem outside of social media. But unfortunately, you have women who only get self-esteem from seeing who they can attract. Case in point, you got women, right? They will put a guy on blast for going to their DMs. And what they will say is, it's because he has a girlfriend. It's because he has a wife, right? But that's not the case. What it is that if you are a man who is a celebrity, whatnot, if you tell her the right things, you don't have to worry about that. But if a female knows that you have a reputation for smashing chicks, not committing to them, you're going to be put on blast quicker than the guy that they say, hey, he's the relationship guy. I'm the type of female that he wants. So therefore, I'm going to give him more play. Even if she ends up a side chick. It's all based on these dudes' reputations, right? If you have a reputation for being a cheater, being with this woman, that woman, you got some that deal with you. Got others that are going to use that as an opportunity to get some shine for themselves. Like the female, right? Like the female who I did a video about, I put the video up today. She confronted the guy that found out that when she found out he was recording her, she confronted him. Right? I told y'all, women are not afraid of men. If a woman can walk up to a guy she doesn't know and confront him, why are you recording me? Right? They're not afraid of men. Don't believe the whole protection BS. Modern women are not afraid of men. They're just not. They know a lot of these dudes are weak. They do. And they size up dudes. Like, women can size up a guy very quickly. Okay? That's why you see them end up in relationships with guys who put hands on them all the time, because they can size up a dude and know that if he has to, he will put hands on him. That's how these women end up in a relationship with the same type of guys who end up putting their hands on them. Understand that, people. I want y'all to really understand that we are in different times here. The women of today cannot, under any circumstances, be compared to the women of yesteryear. Times were different. The men had to work. The women had to stay home. But when you got women who embrace an ideology that is against the family, that is about themselves, that's what's going to happen. You're going to end up single. A lot of you women are going to end up single because you embrace an ideology in feminism, and a lot of you do, that or womanism that is all about me, and it sort of pushes away the gender role dynamic or relationship. In a relationship, there needs to be structure. There needs to be someone leading the household. It ain't no 50-50 as far as the power dynamic in a relationship. The power dynamic in a relationship is not 50-50 because what's going to happen is that woman is going to step to you. She's going to resent you, and she's going to make decisions behind your back because in her mind, it's an equal partnership. What is an equal partnership if the woman is constantly usurping your judgment? You say something, she says something else. If there's not clear leadership and nobody is leading the relationship, then people gonna look to your woman, not you, right? When there's a decision to be made, when there's information need to be told, they gonna go straight to her. And she's gonna get bold and talk to you any kind of way. There needs to be clear leadership. Women should understand what a leader looks like. But why are you choosing males who are like your son? Women are dating men who are basically their son. And you can look at the body language and tell that man don't run that relationship. She's walking 2 steps in front of him like she's embarrassed by him.
Jaye, they're looking for a false sense of love.
Absolutely. But that false sense get them in trouble because they think that what he presents is masculinity. But what it is, you have a guy who's overly emotional and sensitive and toxic. Most of these modern women don't understand that you need a guy who's capable of making the right decisions. All you have to do is be around them. You will see it. There's no reason why you have all these intelligent, quote unquote, capable women who are always ended up in relationships with broke men. How did you not know he was living on his mother's couch or living with a relative or he ain't had a job in years? He can't stay out of jail. How do you not know that? How do you keep something like that secret? There are women that are attracted to broken men. And because they're attracted to broken men, they end up broken themselves because you're dealing with men who have mental issues. A lot of these males of today have mental issues, clear mental issues, mommy issues, daddy issues. These guys have all these issues and you need to identify it. If you are an educated woman, you should know this. You know how to size up men when it comes to a guy approaching you. That's why the guys get turned down, because that woman has already sized you up. You ain't her type. But how is it that so many of these women are dating men who end up being the wrong choice for them? How is that? Can you not read the body language? But that's the thing. When you are a guy who's broken, destitute, and you need a place to stay, you're willing to go into survival mode. And that is going out here and approaching 100, 200, 300 women a day if you need to. These guys have become experts at being able to fool women. I mean, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. It seems like these guys, listen, let me tell you what the dating coaches ain't gonna tell you. The thing is that when your back is against the wall, like these guys, these destitute broke guys, they will approach as many women as they need to, because they need somebody who's going to take care of them. A lot of you guys, if you want to get out there and you want to get some dirt on you. Not some dirt. I mean dirt. I mean, that's a term for, I think a baseball, football term, right? When the quarterback, gets a dirty jersey, that means he's been playing, right? Well, no. I'll take that back. I think it's when the running back is done on.
Folded hands, medium, dark skin tone.
Appreciate that. And Somatic. And it's Somatic. Appreciate that. I almost say your name wrong. It's Somatic. I'm telling you, man. So if you want to go out here and have success with these ladies, if you are a cold approacher, you gotta think like one of these guys that need a place to stay. And you may have some success with these modern women. Think like a homosexual. If you think like a homosexual, you're gonna have success. You gotta have that mindset of, man, if I don't find a woman, I'm gonna be on the street. You gotta have that mindset. That confidence will grow, leaps and bounds. That's why these guys who are quote unquote broke get the women that they get, because they are approaching a bunch of women. They got time on their hands. Now, if you a guy who's successful and you ain't got time on your hands, you ain't got to listen to me. I'm talking about the dudes that got time on their hands. Because we got dudes that they broke and they can't get no woman. Okay? I don't know how that's possible. You ain't got nothing else to do. You ain't got nothing else to do. Right? You ain't got nothing else going on. You ain't got to go to work. So why not? Why not go approach a bunch of women? Ain't like they can tell the difference. I mean, all these women getting in a relationship with these broke dudes. Dudes ain't got no money, ain't got no car. Well, some of them be having cars. I know dudes that ain't got no place to stay, but they got a nice car. So, you're able to fool women that way. So, again, sometimes if you want to have success, you got that time, man. I'm telling you, man, how a bunch of us know dudes that they ain't got no job, but they stay with a woman. That's because they're out there getting their jersey dirty, basically. They're out there. They're on the field. They're taking the hits. And they're getting back up, smiling. And that's why these women get fooled by these guys. They get fooled by these guys because these guys are they've dealt with so much rejection, it's nothing to them. So they have very clear, good body language. And women be getting fooled by that. That's why when these women get kids by these guys, they're so angry. They're so angry, man. They are so mad when they end up having children with these dudes. It's good, man. So just understand, man, the modern woman, man, they out here, quote unquote, getting fooled, but I don't think they're getting fooled. I think they can read these guys and say, hey, he needs me, so I'm gonna help him. You got women who they will go out there, they will work 2 jobs, get a place to stay, just so they can get a man, because they don't have any other qualities. They don't really have the looks like that. But they know that because they have a place to stay, they have a warm bed, right? They have a couch to play Madden on. They know that that one of these guys, they can trap one of these guys. And then they get mad when they get what they asked for. This dude didn't have a job. He ain't had no car. He's he's been in and out of jail, and you got with him anyway because anybody was better than nobody. That's the modern day female mentality. That's why they're becoming a lost cause. Because it was 19, living, 30, dating a 40. Jesus. Well, did anybody get mad at that relationship? Because trust me, if that was reversal, oh man. But that's what be going on, man. That's what be going on, man. These guys out here getting their jersey dirty. They out here they out here on the field. They're taking the hits, and they know that it's gonna benefit them eventually. That's why they have so much confidence. A lot of these broke bummy dudes, they have the confidence. You know, you can't shame them. You can't shame them. I'm telling you, that's how things have, that's how much things have declined.
Keep up the great work, Jaye. You are pressing their nerves. She shouted you out because she liked you hard. God bless you always.
Maybe she did, Wanda. Maybe she did, Wanda. You never know.
Fake like you homeless. She give you some same night.
Probably so, Lethal. Probably so. You just never know. Probably so. You just never know, man. You got to ask yourself, why are these type of guys getting all the play? It's because a lot of these guys are out here taking the hits. Their back is against the wall, man. And they go out and they're aggressive, man. And these women fall for these guys. They have children with these guys. They end up marrying these guys. Hanging out with her teen son. Sheesh, hanging out with the son? Oh man. So he was the teenage stepdaddy? Yeah, he's a teenage stepdaddy. So I mean, it's the thing is, man. A lot of modern women are desperate, man. They're not gonna say it, but they're desperate. A lot of these women have been single for years. You gotta understand. A lot of these women have been single for years, and they haven't had any relations. I don't care how good she look. There are women who look really good. They ain't had none in probably about a year, 2 years, and it may not seem like it, but bruh, I would tell you, if you want to shoot your shot, by all means, these chicks are desperate. These chicks are out here. A lot of these chicks have been side pieces for the longest. They're tired of it. But they never leave because they're hoping that the guy leaves his wife, but it never happens. These women are desperate. They're looking for somebody, anybody. That's why these guys, once again, that ain't got shit, they're able to swoop right in there because it's their confidence level. Because again, these women ain't getting approached. Their confidence level is through the roof. And I don't care if you're broke, got money, don't have money. They will recognize, they will value that over any qualities you have. That's what we got going on. And that's why I say they're a lost cause. But that's why, again, it don't even matter how good she look. Some of the best looking women in your city is dry as a desert. Their dating life is dry as a desert, especially if you're in a smaller city. Oh man. No, you know what I'm saying? They're not really, they looking for anybody. That's why you see these guys with women, you be like, what? How did he get with her? This is lame, broke ass motherfucker, man. How you get with her? He ain't even got no job. Then he just got out of jail. Is she educated with degrees, living in a nice condo or townhouse, nice car, very beautiful, and she with this guy? Y'all like, man, she with this name? You like, how in the world was he able to pull? But you just never know, man. Some people, man, you just never know what their story is. Everybody got a story. What's good, Team Below? Everybody got a story, man. Some of these chicks got a story, man. And with the modern woman, you just never know. You just never know. You just never know what their mind is. Okay? Some of them can be dumb as a box of rocks with 2 degrees. You just never know. Know nothing about life. Life is passing them by. They don't have any friends. Their family don't deal with them. They probably a single mother, obsessed with their baby's father. You just never know what their situation is. And that's with the modern female. You don't know where she is. That's why she ends up in these dead-end relationships. And I know we was talking about earlier, we was talking about these Instagram models or whatnot, these ex-video vixens, how a lot of these women are gotten older. They still look good, but they ain't got no man. They never really had a man. They get in all these private relationships that end very quickly. And it's because they feel like, once again, Mr. Perfect is going to walk right through that door. Mr. Perfect ain't coming. Mr. Perfect is never coming. Mr. Perfect ain't never, ever, 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 ever walking into your life. Stop trying to put yourself on a pedestal and think that some guy who's rich, who has the look that you're looking for, that, you know, has the social prestige, all these women, like, you're not going to find that ever. And you're not going to be able to get a guy like that. So you need to have, because again, us as men, we have to live in reality. We can't get all the women we want, right? So a lot of you women can't get the men that you want. Your life will be a lot simpler if you just realize that you're not going to get the men you want. You're just not. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what your mama say. I don't care what your friends say. You're not going to get the guy that Mr. Perfect that you're looking for. Mr. Perfect got like 25 other women. I mean, they don't need any more in the rotation right now. Maybe they will call you back within the next couple of weeks, and it may have a spot for you in the rotation. But other than that, you're not getting those type of guys. I mean, live in reality. I don't care if you paid for your assets or not. I don't care if you got the fake tits or not. It still ain't going to be enough to be the main chick. You know, you're still going to have to live in reality. A lot of y'all not, and that's why y'all so bitter. I mean, hell, look at YouTube. How many bitter women do I have to come across? How many bitter women do I have to see complaining about melanated men and what they ain't doing? How about you just hop the fence then? We all know you want to do it. We all know you want to go to that Caucasian man. We know you want to worship the ground he walks on. But they're not checking for you like that. And you know that. Okay? They had a hashtag called, what is it called? Hold on.
My homeboy fresh out of pen was laying pipe on his lawyer.
Oh,
no. No standards, lol.
Wow. He was laying pipe to the lawyer. Yep. Them female lawyers is freaks, man. I'm telling you what, them female lawyers, especially if they're attractive, they screwing their clients. They're screwing their clients, man. It's just like them women who go to become CEOs in jail. They're screwing them dudes, man. Or they want to. They want to get as close to who they're attracted to. And they're willing to take those jobs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they had a hashtag, bro. They had a hashtag on Twitter called "Give White Men a Chance." I saw it on Tariq Nasheed was tweeting about it, right? Give Caucasian men a chance. You see, this is why we say what we say about a lot of melanated women. And now, from my understanding, a lot of the women that were promoting this hashtag were not Americanized. Well, they're Americanized, but they were from either the islands or they were from the continent of Africa. But this give Caucasian men a chance. See, this once again, they're always looking for a reason to worship that Caucasian man. What is going on with y'all? Did you grow up that bad with the men around you to where you have to embrace a hashtag called Give Caucasian Men a Chance. And I saw that TikTok video too. I think you reposted. And that it was about it was a black female, and she was putting a cape on for Asians, right? And she looks like the typical, anime watching, Asian guy dating female, even though I don't want to stereotype, but she just seems like the nerdy black chick that likes Asian or non-melanated guys. And it's just like, they like to say that we do stuff like this. I don't think I've seen a TikTok video or any video of a melanated man saying, hey, lay off the Asians. Like, come on. Stop. We have black on black violence here. We need to lay off the Asians. Stop bothering them. And it's like, melanated women, y'all taking L's. I mean, to give Caucasian men a chance, now you trying to push this narrative that we're against the Asian community when you got Asian men putting all types of hands on black women. But here you got this black female making a TikTok video talking about we need to stop the violence on Asians, even though you have seen video after video of these Asian hair-owned store owners putting all types of hands on you. And when a black man tried to stand up for y'all, what did you do? Y'all stood in that line just to go right back into that store to be mistreated and disrespected. I can't tell you how many videos I've seen of foreigners putting their hands on you. I'm talking about you, melanated woman. They're putting their hands on you. But here you are making videos talking about we need to stop the violence on Asians. And then you got this Give Caucasian Men a Chance. I mean, I told y'all, desperate. I told y'all, something is wrong with these people. Listen, man, I know that we all have issues, but damn. I mean, what is going on? What's going on here? Like, seriously. I'm like, what's going on? What is this? What has become of us as a people? We have fallen this far. To where we are defending people who can't even speak a lick of English, coming to this country, taking over your communities, taking the benefits that you work for, right? But it's all about helping everybody else but ourselves. You know why? Because we see ourselves as a lost cause. We see ourselves as a lost cause. We don't like each other. And I have said this. We don't like each other. We don't. We have no love for ourselves. We have a lot of self-hate directed at each other. And it's sad, man. Listen, I don't dislike no black people. There are black people I would never want to deal with, but I don't hate them. I don't hate nobody. But it's clear that there's a lot of mental issues going on out here. Undiagnosed. There's a lot of undiagnosed mental illness out here. And the sad part is that mentally ill people are procreating. You got mentally ill people procreating. And they're making children. They're making children. And we have to recognize this. There are a lot of problems going on. But we looking to help other cultures, obtain things. And I'm not trying to help no other country obtain anything. I'm looking at the people here. I'm focused on what's going on here in the States. I'm not trying to help more people come over here. Why don't you, if your country is so, and I don't want to get into country versus country, but I got to say this. If things are better where you're at, then stay there. Okay? Because people come here and talk shit and I don't get it. Right? I don't get it. So the self-hate that black people have towards each other is getting out of hand. You know what? I make videos and I've talked about the melanated woman and her issues, but I don't hate melanated women. That's the difference. I don't hate melanated women. I don't have hate in my heart towards them. Right? But what I speak on is a place of logic and common sense. If you see wrong, you have to speak on it. Whether they're male or female. You have to speak on it. That's why people can appreciate what I'm saying. But some don't. Who gives a shit, you know?
Jay, you're keeping it full score as always.
Thank you, Illa Dre. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the support, man. Make sure y'all like the stream too, man. Now, I want y'all to understand that I'm always going to be here, to be honest with y'all. I never had somebody like me growing up. I never understood the issues that we had until I was able to do research and really look at thoroughly everything that's going on around us. The political landscape, the social landscape, the dating landscape. We have a lot of issues, the mental portion of it. I did the video today about Big Sean and mental health. He said he wanted to kill himself. And this guy has everything. This guy has everything. He wanted to end his life. That's not right. That's not right. Something is wrong there. Something is very much so wrong there. But a lot of modern women, especially a lot of you melanated women, a lot of y'all you're fucked up, man. And listen, y'all can say things, y'all can blame us. Y'all can say it's because of y'all, but you have to look yourself in the mirror. And you have to address the issues that you have. If you're trying to find a relationship with a strong, capable man, you can't be broken. Yes, Sarah, Big Sean did say that. He said he got so depressed, he thought about killing himself and what he would do with his money and who he would give it to. I know, right, Shantia, right. Like mental health, yeah, it does hit home. It hits home for a lot of us. Mental health should be the biggest problem. Y'all may not like me saying this, but I'm going to say it. The biggest problem we have is not racism. It is mental health. We got too many mentally unstable adults who are raising children to be even more messed up than they are. The biggest problem we have is mental health. We got too many mentally ill people as is, and we don't need more. People are mentally screwed up. Why do you think so many people are drinking? Why do you think so many people are popping pills, snorting cocaine? Yes, snorting cocaine. So many people are even doing heroin. They're trying to get out of the reality that they are in.
This is top 5 greatest Jay to back stream.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That's no problem, Shantia. People need to hear it. But I think that mental health needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. A lot of these people are addicts. They're addicts. We got functional addicts out here because of their mental issues. And it's sad, man. And these people have children. If you were just living alone and you was living and doing your own thing and you were, destructive to yourself, that's fine. But when you have children, when you have family that's going to depend on you, that makes it even worse, people. It makes it even worse, man. These are some of the worst times that we've ever been in, man. It just seems like everything has become backwards. Right is wrong. Wrong is right, and debauchery has taken over. That's why you seeing women who don't need the money hopping on OnlyFans and then getting upset when people say something about it. Huh? You got adults who can't even read. You got adults that don't understand the social political landscape in regards to their children. They're not educating their children on the basics of human interactions. A lot of these kids don't even know how to interact with other kids, other people. So they grow
It's a
up
cycle
feeling
of broken
angry at the
people
world.
trying to fix broken people.
Right, Saeed? And that's the thing. You know, that's what's going on now.
Our community was purposefully destroyed in the 60s. It's beyond repair. There's no coming back.
It was destroyed pretty much beyond repair. That's why I'm all about dealing with like-minded people. Listen, I'm not here to wake up everybody. Everybody just ain't gonna be woken up. They're gonna be asleep, and that's the life they chose. That's the life they chose. I can't do nothing else but say, hey, that's the life you chose. You chose that path, you have to walk it.
As a psychotherapist, I can tell you that you're spot on. There are a multitude of layers to it as well.
I appreciate that, Daryl. Shout out to Daryl in that profession. You know, I know that can be a tough profession. But yeah, man, there is a lot that goes into it, man. And there's a lot. There's definitely a lot that goes into it, man. I just want people to get their mental health right, man, because people are losing their minds. People are losing their minds, man. Look, okay. I did not. I heard about that. I did not see the articles, man. That doesn't surprise me. Baltimore is becoming a third world country, and nobody seems to care that it's becoming a third world country. Because the politicians are so greedy, they only care about themselves. And people vote for them out of ignorance. They can't read. They don't understand the social political landscape. They don't understand that they're ruining their children's future. I want to build with like-minded humans. The rest of these people can do whatever they want to do. They can do whatever they want to do. A lot of y'all just ain't gonna get help, and that's your choice. But learn to live with it.
JDB, you're on fire tonight. Salute. Salute to the chat.
Salute, Mr. Wright. Appreciate that, man. Shout out to Mr. Wright. I just want to see people win. Right? I want to see my black people win. I don't want to see us suffering. I don't want to see us become an underclass. I don't want to see us become a joke. I don't want to see us, become weak. I don't. I want to see us show major strength. I want to see black men be conquerors, leaders. We know we intimidate people when we walk into a room. We know this. So because of that, I do want to see melanated people succeed, but understand what's going on in the world. That's all I ask. Is that you understand what's going on in the people that you are putting in positions of power. Just because they look like you don't mean that they have your best interests at heart. And I just wish people understood this. Because I'm critical doesn't mean I don't want to see people win. I really want to see black people win. But I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to tell you what's really going on out here. You may not like it. That's on you. That's your choice. We all make choices. But we have to live with those choices. We're responsible for the damage that we do in our life. And a lot of people are doing a lot of damage in their life. A lot of people are doing a lot of damage to themselves. And it starts at home. Black men need to stop wearing dresses and acting like women. Yeah, it's a lot of emotional males out here, man. It's a lot of emotional, effeminate men, or males. A lot of effeminate males. They act and they think like women. They know they're not men. They're males. And sadly, these males are procreating. These males are procreating, people. That means that they are multiplying. They're multiplying who they are, man. Something must be done. You know, we need, mental health needs to be evaluated of some of these people, man. But we are, at the end of the day, we only can be responsible for ourselves, right? We can only be responsible for ourselves. So we have to make sure we work towards building something for ourselves to be able to continue in the future. That's why only a certain type of person is going to accept what I'm saying. There's other people that's going to scoff at it and say, yeah, you know, whatever. I don't want to listen to you. But we are divided, but at the same time, you know, the cream will rise to the top. And the people who understand life and the direction that it's going are going to succeed. And the people who are reliant on other people, like the government or others, leaders, to tell them what to do, they're going to get left behind.
I think the issue is that we constantly blame systemic racism and forget about individual actions.
Absolutely. That's why there's no accountability anymore. M. Taylor, appreciate that. There's no accountability anymore because you got people who are so used to blaming other people that they don't know what it is like to win. They don't know what it's like to succeed. They only know failure because they are failures. So they only know failure. Right? They only know failure. But it starts with you at home. It starts with what you want to be and who you are. You know, we want to blame racism. We want to blame the government. We want to blame everybody else, right? We want to blame the coons, right? We want to blame, you know what I'm saying? We want to blame everybody for why we just are not doing good. We doing bad out here, you know? You live an easier life when you go through life with the notion that my destiny is in my hands. Nobody controls my destiny but me. Once you understand that, you're going to realize that, hey, nothing is stopping me. Nothing is stopping any of you. You just have to be relentless and you have to be creative. If you are relentless and creative, nothing can stop you. Absolutely nothing can stop you. You have to be relentless. You have to go after what you want. You cannot allow people to hold you back. You can't. You have to be able to do whatever it takes to be successful. And build the future that you want. Because nothing is going to be handed to you, especially when you are a melanated man. Nothing is going to be handed to you. Nothing is going to be handed to you. You're going to have to go out there and take what you want. You're going to have to be a conqueror, man. You can't out here being a serf. You can't be subservient and obedient to other people. Are you kidding me? It's too many obedient males out here, man. I see y'all and I think to myself, what woman in her right mind is dealing with this guy? He's a subservient, submissive male. He does what he's told. He don't live by his own code. And I see why these women treat y'all the way they do, because when they figure y'all out, they're going to disrespect you. They're going to embarrass you, and they're going to treat you less than, because you have not made out your own way in life. You're just another NPC. You're just another submissive male who's caught up in the matrix. That's what you are, man. Too many of y'all have submitted. I see these submissive males every day on social media. They're like a pack of wild, like a pack of wild hens. They do whatever they're told. Attack this person, attack that person, cancel that person, right? They wanna go out here and they wanna be Captain Save-A-Ho to all these females who will never respect them. They follow whatever their celebrity leaders tell them. I go at the celebrities because I don't respect that celebrity. And then these guys are sitting up here wondering why women treat them the way they do. Because they don't respect you, bro. You give them no reason. I don't care if she your wife. I don't care if she your girlfriend. There's a lot of women who are married in relationships and they would rather submit to a whole nother man than you. You are just there for security because you're just like the rest of these people who follow and do what they're told. They don't think for themselves. They get pushed around. They have not carved out a lane for themselves where they're able to be men. They want to be comfortable. They want to have a comfortable political ideology. I don't. I'd rather be on the outside. I'd rather be somebody who is indifferent, who is not going to be following the crowd because I don't give a shit what you think of me. So just know that all you do, especially you guys that want to make fun of men who've gone their own way or men who are red pill, you sitting at home with a woman that doesn't even like you like that. You're just security to her. Understand she will never submit to you, bro. She's already submitted mentally to somebody else. Somebody who's not going to do what they're told. Somebody else who is somebody that they can actually respect. And somebody that's not putting boss on the pedestal. They're not putting no women on the pedestal, man. And they're out here building something for themselves, right? I'm just telling y'all the truth, man. Just telling y'all the truth. Why y'all think these women are so frustrated? You know how many frustrated women I see on social media? Married, right? Whole family, but they're constantly around other men. Why you think that is? Why you think they're seeking out masculine energy? You would think they have masculine energy at home, but I guess they don't. That masculine energy ain't there. So they go search for it. And they might do it while they're sitting right next to you. Now again, if you just, you enjoy, you got women that enjoy listening or, being a part of discussions with men, that's fine. But you got women who they're not getting something at home, they see you as just like all these other guys who will do anything to sleep with them, right? You got a lot of these guys, they'll tell these women whatever they want to hear, right? Practically begging her to be with them. Never beg a woman to be with you. Shout out to everybody that's here too. Make sure y'all like the stream. So, yeah, man. So we really have to, keep these discussions going. Got to duck and swerve to avoid these fruity. You know what's crazy? I think I said this recently. I said I miss a lot of the guys that I made content. I started off making content with. A lot of these guys are no longer here. And how truly dedicated they were to going their own way and being red pill. Now, the waters have been so muddied, man. It is.
Camille Winbush's donkey of the day, tears of joy.
Appreciate that, Shy. But definitely acting like a donkey today. Appreciate that, D-Stroke. Make sure y'all like the stream. Things have changed so much, man. And you know what? I'm all about growth and progression. But I'm all about standing on my square and not letting anybody get me to change that, because I know I'm right at the end of the day. I know I'm right.
Jay, this is on topic, but women are such a lost cause. Look how Benzino's own daughter turned her back on her dad for Angela Yee and feminism. Sick, nauseated face.
You know, it's interesting about that, because that's modern women, man. They will turn on their fathers, they'll turn on their mothers in order to fit into a certain crowd, man. And they're very idealistic in a sense of they think that what they're doing is a worthy cause, but what they don't understand is you're only going to worsen a relationship with somebody who is your blood. Even though, you know, you have issues with family members. We all have probably had issues with family members, but you don't want to go to the length of, you know, alienating people for social media, you know, clout. You know, you don't want to do that. And that goes on way too much. I honestly would hope that relationship wouldn't be ruined. But nowadays, man, again, things have gotten so murky to where people will ruin friendships and relationships just to get a one-up on social media, man. Why even go back and forth? Why would a daughter go back and forth with a father? Why would a father entertain that and go back and forth with his daughter? But see, that's the problem, right? Everybody want to put their business out there. Everybody want to put their business in the street. Nobody want to withhold anything, keep things private. Everybody want their business out there when they really don't need to put their business out there. But they're putting their business out there just so they can get people to say, hey, I'm team this person, team that person. They want people to say, hey, I got your back. I'm on your side. Like, at the end of the day, what does that do for you? Everybody want to put their business on social media for what? Why are you putting your business on social media? I don't care who you're dating. I don't care that a father and daughter have an issue with each other privately. But once again, when you make things public, and this is like with the situation with Nessa from the Bernie Mac show, right? They're willing to put their business out here, and then they don't expect people to respond. If you put your business in public, people are going to respond, especially when you're considered a public figure. You just have to be prepared for it. But they want people to side with them, everybody to side with them, and to not give them any pushback. Pushback is going to happen. Color Ray is just mad her dad didn't spring to get her braces. Or spending her braces. Teeth looking like they trying to escape her mouth. So that's why. So he wouldn't pay for braces. This is petty, man. It's a lot of pettiness. A lot of pettiness that really don't need to go on, man. But unfortunately, it's going on when it really doesn't need to go on. You know, it's just it's pettiness for no reason. It's no reason pettiness. You know, too much of that's going on. Way too much of that is going on. Yeah, everybody want to put their business out there. Right? Like, why? Why are you putting your business out there? What benefit does that that benefit you. Because I may speak about it. Are you going to get upset? You don't put your business out there and you get mad because I talk about it? It's not like people are digging through, your archives to get dirt on you. If you're out here doing things and you are so happy about it, you want everybody to know about it because that's what it looks like. Shout out to LaMarcus with the PayPal. Says, I appreciate the content, bro. Thanks, man. Shout out to you with the 5 on PayPal, man. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Shout out to somebody must have pledged just now. Shout out to DJ Twice if you're listening for re-upping on our Patreon. Yeah, man. Hey, make sure y'all follow me on Patreon too, man. I'm going to address Camille Winbush on Patreon. And I don't think she's going to like that commentary. I'm not going to do it here. But like I said, I have something to say to you ex-good girls. You got all these ex-good girls. They want to be I'm not even go there. They want to be like the rest of these women. And they don't need to do that. Right? You don't need to do that, man. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's here, man. I want y'all to do better, man. But listen, man, if you put your business out there and I make a video on it, don't get upset. You put the shit out there, okay? You're looking for more attention, because why do it? Why would you go on OnlyFans if you don't need the money? What's the point of it? It's because you want more people to see a different side of you. A lot of y'all want to unleash your thought side, and you don't want people to say nothing. They're trying to normalize thoughting. They want to normalize the slowerification of America. And they're mad because we won't let them do it quietly. They want to slur up this country. They want to slur up culture to where they can literally walk around in public with nothing on and nobody say nothing.
KJV, and this is the condemnation that light has come into the world and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil.
Shout out to Bruce. Appreciate that, Bruce. And there's another story. Oh man. I might wait to unveil that, man. I might wait to unveil that. I might wait to unveil that, man. But I got another story that's crazy, man.
This generation is always trying to prove something, and by doing so they add more stress and anxiety to their life.
Absolutely, Saeed. And that's what they don't understand, They're adding all of that onto themselves because they feel like they have something to prove. They feel like they have something to prove. Like, what exactly are you proving by putting your business out here and they get upset people say something about it? You're only proving why you should stay single and shouldn't have nobody because you're so concerned with trying to get more and more validation online. You got pictures leaking of your OnlyFans pictures leaking, but you're caring about the words of somebody you don't know.
Hoe culture is in. Miss Curry and Miss Winbush proved it.
Appreciate that, Ken. Right. Like, they don't want to be good girls no more. What happened to the good girls? What happened to the good girls? What happened to women wanting to be damsels in distress, right? What happened to women wanting to be in a relationship with a strong, capable man? Now women talking about they want partnerships. Not women talking about how it's okay to work long hours and the husband stay at home. Like, you're going to come home frustrated, mad, angry. You're going to lose your femininity. You're going to be burnt out. You're going to be a miserable wreck. You're going to turn to alcohol. What happened to women wanting to be good? What happened to women just saying that they're embracing their femininity? What happened to that? Women don't want to embrace their femininity anymore. It's crazy to me. What's good, Ed Niece? I see you. It's crazy to me. Women don't want to be good girls anymore, man. They don't want to be the damsels in distress. They want to be the tough chicks, right? They want to be basically the male leads in films and movies and TV shows, right? They don't want to be saved anymore. But isn't that the role of a woman? To be secondary to that man? Not saying that women should be in a weakened state, but you have your purpose. You can't be both. You can't be masculine and feminine. I'm sorry. You just can't be both. You can pretend to be both. You know, you can fool some of these guys by pretending to be fake feminine until they actually get into a relationship with you and they're like, oh my God, what did I do? Right? Because that's what's happening. All these women pretending to be feminine, getting into relationships with these guys, and these guys realizing, man, I made a mistake. I can't do this. You have nobody but yourself to blame, man. You have nobody but yourself to blame, man. You got to understand the way the world is. Hold up. Okay, shout out to Pretty Kitty. She just joined the Patreon just now. She told me on the last show she was going to do it. Appreciate that. She did it while I was live. Shout out to the people that joined the Patreon, man. I'm putting content that is totally ad-free, by the way, that you can go enjoy. Salute to everybody.
They truly are a lost cause, and all of that nonsense is going to blow up in all of their faces.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what, man? I'm gonna take a few phone calls. Let's take a few phone calls. Right? I ain't ready to hang up yet. Take a few phone calls. I would encourage the ladies to call in, because I have a lot of guys that call in, and that's cool, but I want some of the ladies to call in and see if they want to speak on this, because I can't be speaking on all these topics and speaking on women and they not call in. So I would encourage the women to call in if they can. Right? Take a few phone calls. Why not? You know, I haven't done it in a while. Why not do so? So we really have to Robert, it's called a live stream. You know what a live stream is, Robert? Robert, this is called a live stream. We're having a live stream discussion. No, Pretty Kid. I didn't say you was lying. I wouldn't say you lying, but you did what you say you was gonna do. You know, some people, they'll say they're gonna do something and never do it. But I never doubted for a second that you would do it. I have good judgment, you know what I'm saying? And you did while I was live. I was live and I just saw it. I just looked over and said, hey, she's there, But again, let's see who this is. Hold up. I'm gonna answer it. Yo, what's up?
Hi, Jay. It's Sarah. I haven't been on in a really long time.
Yeah, Sarah. What's been going on with you?
I've been really busy with school, but I'm so happy I caught this live because you have been teaching me so much. Like, my life has been so much more peaceful ever since I stopped entertaining, like, these males. Like, I live in Miami, so there's a bunch of these cappers out here. There's a bunch of them. And it's just like, as soon as you walk down the street, you got a dude that walk in like, a suit or whatever, and then he gets in a car that looks fancy. And it's a rental, and you're looking at him crazy. Like, I live in Miami. I already know the game. Like, fancy cars are not going to impress me. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because they be the ones who don't got shit. They don't have no house. Like it be the brokest ones who always be rocking that Gucci, that the Jordans that they cannot afford, the iPhone they can't afford. Like it's always those rentals. Like it's always those type of dudes. Like I can tell the difference between a real guy who has his own and a guy who's fronting, because a guy who's fronting is gonna be trying way too hard to get your attention. And it's like, if he's about to be breaking his neck trying to get your attention too, because he's so thirsty. Like, there's a bunch of women down here, like, you don't need to be doing all of that. Like, I've seen broke men, they really be getting some. Like, they really do be getting it out here. But, like, a rich man, he doesn't have to try. Like, he can just walk in a room, regular outfit, a T-shirt, some jeans. He may have like an expensive item, like a watch, maybe a Rolex or something, but he's not gonna be fronting so hard. Like I can tell the difference between that, because I'm frugal. Like my family is very frugal. Like if we wanted to, we could be buying expensive cars out here, but we don't do that because we know the value of money.
Right.
And one day you could have something one day and then you lose it the next day. That's how life works. Some of these dudes do not understand that you're literally about to risk everything for a female who is not going to give you the time of day. She's not going to date you. She's not going to marry you. She's not going to have your children. She's just going to take everything you have, all your money, drain you dry, and then she's just going to move on to the next dude. So I would encourage some of you males, please stop wearing them dresses and them fruity ass outfits.
His rental same as most chicks with Wilave
and
housing.
the Jordans and them Balenciagas, looking crazy as hell. Always dressing like you're going out somewhere. Like these dudes are fronting for the other dudes now. Like they don't even go out to the clubs for the women anymore. They go out to the clubs to stunt on each other.
They got to dress to impress. Some of these guys want to impress everybody, not just
for the other guys. It's like they're trying to get the other guys.
Well, I mean, it is what
and I'm
it is.
looking at them crazy, like, come on, girl.
Some of these guys, I told y'all, man, a lot of these guys are into dating anything. Not, dating, but screwing anything. You got those types out here too, man. And they will fake it till they make it, absolutely.
Oh, that's true. I've met a lot of African men who really be fronting out here. They trying to scam these women in Miami. And I'm over here like, girl, like, he told me he's from, like, Zimbabwe, from Sudan. You know, he got races everywhere. Like, he lying to you. Like, if he had all that, you'd be trying to get his attention, not the other way around. Like, come on.
Well, you know, they know that. They know they know when you're foreign and you're in a new country, you could be anybody. You know, you can say that you're a prince. You know, some of these guys may say they're a prince. You know, they club promoters out there in Kenya. You know what I'm saying, or in Nigeria, and they big time over there.
It's crazy because you got a lot of these guys. They going after the older women in like their 30s. And they be trying to act like, you know, like they're like the boss in the relationship, but you're really not. Like, her son is almost the same age as you. Like, you're hanging out with the son, and he has to call you daddy. Like, he has to call you daddy. Like, what? It don't make no sense, Jay.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense out here. Like, that's all I have to say. But you do need to stop. Y'all look ridiculous. Okay, you guys look crazy out here. That's all I'm gonna say.
I tell these guys to be themselves, man. You never know how much you can win by being yourself.
Oh my God, yes, that's very true. That's very true. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I know I was on for a long time. I'm gonna let the next caller call in, but you have a good night, Jay.
All right, you too. All right, appreciate that, Sarah. Shout out to Sarah for calling in. All right, take care. Shout out to Sarah. Let's see who's calling in. I miss. Shout out to Sarah. Yeah, I want to encourage the ladies to call in because I like I said, I've had shows nothing but guys calling in. You know, we need to mix it up because I can't just be speaking on women and not speaking to the women because we all know y'all here for that. We all know y'all here for the women. Y'all here for the women. Stop laughing. Yeah. I mean, I may have to reach in my contacts and see if I can go and see. Yo, what's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
I wanted to comment on the show.
All right. What's going on?
I had to make it. Phone's about to die. But I wanted to say that what you were saying is true with women wanting attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I'm just drawing a blank. I'm in the chat, but did wanted to say what you're saying is true about wanting attention.
Mm-hmm.
For me, being a woman, I kind of did fall into the trap of looking at how the IG models were looking, how their attention they were getting. So, but that's just me dealing with my issues. But now I'm in kind of dealing with myself and going to therapy regarding it. So
yeah,
I think at this point, women don't understand their roles of that the woman has to submit to the man. It can't fight. And
yeah.
I just see once women figure out their role and see it, then they should be okay with it.
Yeah, and I think they think, I don't know what it is about women these days. They think it's weak to display femininity. They don't understand that's what attracts the men that you want. Not being masculine, talking about all your degrees. You're gonna attract a male. You're not gonna attract a man. You know, and they use their bodies to it. They think that they offset that by using their bodies, right? They say if I look good enough, it's still going to attract the guy regardless if I don't have qualities or if I'm masculine. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but if you don't have any type of self-esteem or confidence or know yourself as a woman, it's not going to work. Any type of relationship with that man.
Right.
Women really can look at themselves like, what's going on with me? Why am I attracted to this? What am I looking at? Why am I trying to follow and be like everyone else is? All those women are unhappy. You can look at it, go and getting ran through. It looks all pretty on the outside, but then really deep down they're unhappy.
Yeah, times are definitely different. But I would tell a lot of women who don't follow those trends, just stay being yourself, man. That's all you can be. You know? You don't want that thirsty energy.
Nah. No, you don't. But I want to just put that in there because my phone will about to die. Okay. But I do appreciate it. I'm going to like it when it leaves. But
all right. Well, thanks for the call. All right.
No problem.
All right. Appreciate that. Shout out to Herbert to call in. Yeah, y'all got to get the phone them charters. It be like that. I know it be like that. Out and about all day or at work all day. Got to get to the charters. See what it says. Yo, you're live. What's going on?
Hi, yeah. I had an opinion about this.
Okay, all right.
About what he's talking about, I had an opinion about it.
Okay, yeah. What you thought? What you think of this right here?
Hi, yeah. When I think about it, I think that sometimes women are kind of forced to act like men. Okay.
Like when you say force, are you saying that they are forced to grow up quickly?
Well, for me personally, my dad was military. So, in the black community, you're taught kind of not to cry and stuff like that. And then I did football in high school. But when I got married, I wanted to be more feminine, of course. But, slowly but surely, things start changing. Someone loses their job, which happens. And I started taking on all the brunt of everything, every bill. Right. And slowly but surely, after years, that becomes, you're doing everything. I mean, financially, right? So once you start doing everything financially, even if that person's cooking and cleaning and doing all that other stuff, if you're doing everything financially, and in a weird way, you start kind of losing a little bit of respect for that other person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why.
Because you're doing all that.
Yeah, that's why I say women, they got to have a radar for like, they got to have a radar for guys that ain't capable. Like, because I'm pretty sure women can size up and sense whether a guy is capable of being a leader in a household, right? Being able to take care of himself financially.
Well, the thing is, my husband, he was going to the gym at first and was working, and then he got injured from work, and I also got injured. The difference was I hustled and kept, always paid rent. Still to this day, I make sure our phone bills paid, make sure, our kids taken care of. I'm pregnant with twins now. And it terrifies me because now I'm pregnant with twins and I'm thinking, oh crap, it's all going to be on me financially.
Oh, man.
Like he'll dictate, oh, we should do this, we should do that. But I'm always the one paying the rent. I'm always the one, but he's like, oh, I clean everything, I cook.
Oh man,
so he does the cooking and the cleaning.
Yeah.
But financially, I just pay rent right now. Financially, I do everything else. So it's almost like I'm forced. And then, you start having resentment because of that. You start resenting. You literally start having resentment.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things. Yeah, I've talked about that. Women will resent men if they feel like they have to carry the burden they didn't have at first. Now, things happen, right? Like what happened with your husband. Yeah. Now you feel like you're in a situation where you're going to carry the burden. That is a tough situation to be in, but a lot of times that's where conversations are had and decisions are made, right? So you let the other person know how you feel.
Yeah, that's the problem. That becomes an issue. But I think a lot of people, they forget that, women have the things that we want too, and men have the things that they want. But, our place is really meant to be at home. Right. I can't fix a car. I can't do certain stuff. It doesn't matter how much in my mind I want to do it and how strong I think I am and all these movies that make us look all tough and we could take on 20 men. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
It's just not.
It's not.
And so it becomes a strain in your relationship because you're reversing roles that are not natural.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And so it's worked that way.
Yeah, that's why
I'm saying my point is.
Yeah. So what do you feel like things are gonna get better in your mind?
It's just from, like I said, my childhood was, my dad was military, and my mom was a drug addict, so I automatically took on a role of like, I have to be responsible for certain things. So I took on that responsibility and had to pay bills and do stuff at a very young age. So I really didn't get a chance to have much of a childhood, but I still love my colored wigs. I still love nails and all that stuff. But I think
so
that in terms of
So when you again, I'm gonna speak on this like force thing. Like when you look at women, right? Like your situation may be different than others. Like you got women who don't have children, right? They're not in relationships at all, or they'll be in and out relationships. They don't really have any responsibility or ties to anybody. They still take on masculine roles, and they want that. Like they want to compete with men. That's what we're seeing a lot of. We're seeing women.
I've seen a lot of women bash mothers too. People like me that want to have kids. They say, "Oh, you're a slave to that child," or "You're going to be." I've heard a lot of women are very toxic to each other. It's almost like when you have a kid, people kind of turn on you. Some of the feminists, they turn on you and they say stuff like, "Oh, you ruined your life," or, "Oh, why would you do that? You're, like you're less than." But having a child and is not easy, and it takes a lot of selflessness. A lot of women are very selfish. I've encountered. They only care about themselves. They only care about the next mojito they're going to drink. And it's very toxic. So I find myself like, even on Facebook, the women's groups, I find myself like just cringing at the stuff they say. Like, "Oh, kids are disgusting," and ew, I don't want to be under control. And this is how they talk. Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. So but my point is that some of us women, we would like to eventually take on the feminine role, but we're not in a position to do that based on certain circumstances. We'd like to try to become more feminine, but the prices of everything and has kind of forced us into the workplace, kind of forced us to, get more maybe education and is actually.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I think. Let me say this. I just think that people's circumstances are different. I don't think that women are forced. I think women choose. Because there are women I know of that have gotten in marriages at a young age and they've barely worked. Because they're with somebody that's doing everything, or they may end up working or going to school. They choose the latter. Like they don't feel the need to go and compete and feel like they have to be masculine, because we all have choices. Unless you got pregnant as a teenager, you've been a mother since you were a teenager. So if you go through life and you're in and out relationships and long-term relationships, a lot of times you got to say, hey, maybe it's not the right time to have kids. You know what I'm saying? We're in a bad financial situation.
Yeah.
A lot of times you have to think about the things before they happen to avoid certain situations. You know, some people can't. But I just think that every situation is different. But I think a lot of women nowadays,
It is.
they're choosing to take the route of, I'm going to be strong and independent. I don't care what these men think, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the women, what I always tell them is the people that deliver your packages, the people that are fixing your engines, the people that are going to, you know, lift you if you ever have an ambulance are going to be men. So you have
absolutely.
To
you're going to need men. This talk about not needing men is BS. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to see if I can get to another caller or two. But thank you for calling in, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right. Yeah, shout out to her. You know? Yeah, man. Women are never forced. I think we make choices, man. Them choices are made. And you know, and them choices are made, man. You gotta know that, you know, if we financially ain't right, can't be out here having no kids. Yeah, I want to hear from the ladies, man. I know I have a lot of women listening. They may not want to type in the chat, or they may be, you know, working or whatnot. It's always good to hear their perspective. We hear a lot of guys' perspective here, which is fine, but you know, when you speak on certain issues, especially the modern day female, you want to know what's going on, what they have to say, you know, and you know they want to talk to me, you know. But anyway, shout out to everybody that's here. You know, I'm just glad I'm able to speak and share my ideology. Yeah, again, people saying weird things in my chat. Y'all have to listen. I don't care what your lifestyle is, but if you're coming here looking for attention, you're just going to get you're just going to get put in the corner, or you're going to get kicked the fuck out. That's what's going to happen. You have those two choices if you're out here looking for some attention. That's your only two routes: is that long ride out of here or in the corner. But again, don't care what your lifestyle is. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got all types of people that watch videos. Shout out to Amazi. Appreciate that. Salute to everybody. All right. I want to wake y'all up. Bring up some calls. I had to wake y'all up. I'm joking. Edney says, I'm a little shy tonight, but I'm always open to listen. Well, that's cool. I know Edney, you know, you definitely lit, you know. Well, Twin, I have all types of people here. I have all types of people here. And trust me, I've seen worse in some other places, man. But I always have a weird comment or two. But, you know, that's just how it is when you're live. You never know who's watching. You know what I'm saying? And tons of people want my attention, whether it's good attention or just trying to annoy me attention. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'll make a show out of anybody. It makes it even better. You know, I don't want the same people in my chat every day. It gets boring. You got the same people. You know what I'm saying? The same people here. You know? But yeah, man, it's cool, man. Y'all know what's crazy? The story that people were talking about as far as the Instagram models, like I was gonna do a video on it about them going to Dubai. I still may do that, but I've known of that since 2006, 2016-ish, 2017. There was a website called Tag the Sponsor, and you had all these Instagram models getting put on blast for going to Dubai. That stuff has been going on. Now it's kind of quiet down because some of these websites had to kind of go underground due to, I guess, being flagged or, for, I guess, being sued, right? So it lets you know they were onto something. You got women that will do a lot for money. Okay, you put the right number out there. They will, and the thing is, they agree to it before they even go there. So they have everything pretty much, message, so they can't go back and say, "Well, I didn't know this was going on."
Great show tonight, bro.
Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate it. Right? You got women who will agree to do, and this is a lot to do with the modern woman. They will agree to do anything for the right amount of money, and they will agree to it before they go. They will agree to do it before they even go. Right? And that's the thing, man. They will do whatever it takes to get that bread, man, because these women have shopping habits. Some of these women are paying child support because they're not raising their kids. So they go to these countries, man, and they'll allow some of the most humane things you could do to somebody, because to the billionaires that are paying these women, it's not about just paying for sex. It's about humiliation. And there are men that like to see women get humiliated. The women who are your woman crush Wednesdays, the women that y'all crush on Instagram, they pay to humiliate those women. And they have the money to do it. But you will never hear those women talking about Me Too. You will never hear these women talking about these guys. So they will never say that, because they agree to everything before they even go there. And because who's going to say something against those rich Arabs and Africans out there in Dubai? What can you do to them? But they'll come here and Me Too you, motherfucker. They will put you on blast. That's why websites like Tag the Sponsor was so pivotal. They exposed that thought culture at a pivotal time when being an Instagram model became popular. It was telling y'all how they were able to live that lifestyle. It was because they were getting flown out. And then they would brag about being flown out to Dubai. Like you can tell they ain't never been nowhere. Shout out to the Truth Seeker, appreciate it. You can tell that they ain't never been nowhere. So they put in their stories and that they done been there. Why you think they're going? They're not going there for the vacation. They're not going there for the weather. They're going there because they paid to be there. There's plenty of other vacation spots. Why would you go to basically a desert, a city in a desert? Why would you go there? But yeah, they pay to humiliate these women. The women that y'all want, the women that y'all wanted, they pay to humiliate them. It's all about the humiliation, especially of Americanized women, because Americanized women are seen as being very unsubmissive, right? And they want to make those women submissive because they see Americanized women as being very combative and against patriarchal norms, right? So that's why they're willing to pay those women to go over there just to humiliate them, to basically pay them to submit to them. That's what they do. That's what paying them is for. They don't get off by just sleeping with them. They want to humiliate them. They want to destroy that woman's soul, and that will only make her more narcissistic and more crazy and more single. Most of these women y'all heard of going over to Dubai, they ain't got no man. You know why? Because these women are broken. They're able to hide it through social media, but they're broken. They pay for the humiliation. They don't care about just having. They don't just get off by just sleeping with them. They want to humiliate them, embarrass them. They want to know what you willing to do for these expensive purses. What you willing to do, for all this, for this expensive trip, living in this nice hotel. Them women can't afford that. I don't care how much Fashion Nova, some of these other places are paying them, and they're not even getting paid that much to promote.
They gutted Fiazli and at Persephone on their pensive face.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Shaw. White arrows and black arrows are rich enough to burn. Yeah, man, they burn through money, man. They don't care about money. Money is nothing to them, man. They use money to get off on the humiliation, embarrassment of others. Like what his name is, Leonard Fournette, right? Leonard Fournette played a video where he was throwing money in the air, right? And watching people scramble for the money. And he was laughing. That's how people with money, they view money as a way to embarrass and shame other people. Yeah, definitely don't kiss them. Don't kiss them. Do not kiss those women in the mouth. I don't care how good she look in makeup, man. Do not kiss them women in the mouth. All right? Under no circumstances do you kiss them women in the mouth. You shouldn't be kissing most of these women in the mouth at all. Most of these women you should not be kissing the mouth under no circumstances. Absolutely not. But shout out to everybody this here, man. I think that's pretty much it for me on this live stream. Salute to everybody that's here. Shout out to the people who are watching, supporting, donating. And shout out to the haters, the lames, the clowns that didn't, that don't like me but watch anyway. Especially these dudes who claim they got all this, got all this game, they got all these women. They sit next to their woman, and their woman is listening to a man really speak some truth, and she's contemplating whether she likes you like that. Oh man, listen, man. I love waking up people every day, man. Everybody is waking up. Jada Black is waking up people every day. You know what I'm saying? Celebrities are getting in their feels about me. Things are right when celebrities get in their feels about you. These celebrities are constantly getting in their feels about me, and it ain't gonna stop me from speaking about them. I don't care how in their feels they get. People gonna hear the truth about you from me. But salute to everybody that's here. Appreciate it. 1 second. Make sure y'all join the channel. Click the join button to join the channel, man. I appreciate that. You can become a member of the channel. Because listen, you never know when I'm going to go to a members only chat, man. You just never know, man. You just never know when there's a members only chat pop up, man. So I would say reserve your membership. I know you're like, well, Jay's never going to do that. He likes to have a chat room. Okay. Whatever you say, man. But yeah, man, don't be kissing these heifers in the mouth. Be very careful out here who you're dealing with, because you just never know, man. Like, you definitely will be kissing somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate everybody being here, man. Y'all are a good audience. Shout out to the few callers I had. It was impromptu, but I just could not end the stream without being able to really add women into the discussion just a quick second, because I wanted to hear what they had to say on it. Why not? Why not have, some of their input on it? You know what I'm saying? Providing, I think, some very good points to it. You know what I'm saying? But salute to everybody. I thank y'all for being here. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't on the way out. And hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah, man. Definitely don't be kissing those mouth. Especially if she tells you she done been to Dubai and she tries to act like it ain't nothing, man. Come on, man. That's an expensive trip. It ain't cheap to be out there. You know, something's going on. Something's wrong there. And you don't need to be including that. Because you never know that a woman who's mentally broken, you definitely don't want to have to deal with that. Mentally broken women are not the move, man. Okay? All right, people. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Y'all have a good rest of your night. It's nighttime. Jesus Christ. And I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Y'all take care.